Well, I did it. I came out here to the Alamo in Littleton to see Smile 2. Is Smile 2 going to be a good movie? Do I have to see Smile 2? I think I have to see Smile 2. I had a lot of criticisms about the original Smile, released about 2 years ago. It had some aspects that were well done, but the overall story just was not tremendously well developed. Our lead character never had enough agency. The whole story is about agency being taken away from her. And in a movie that has themes related to mental health, I can understand that. Might be kind of their point. But in the end, it didn't develop as a story. It didn't really go anywhere. We got to watch a victim have things happen to her, which just isn't a story. And practically every problem that I had with that original movie is more than remedied in this sequel. If the original movie wasn't so much a story as an unfolding sequence of facts from the point of view of a character who had very little control over anything that was happening, or not even the illusion of control, this movie had story. For one thing, having established the rules of the supernatural threat in the first movie, we see them do interesting things with that. Like, we see someone trying to weaponize it. And for most of the movie, we've got Naomi Scott playing a pop star who is the new target of this supernatural evil. But she has so many other stresses and influences on her life and past history with substance abuse. There are a lot of reasons why she might be seeing strange and frightening things other than demonic possession. And we also see her take control, or at least attempt to take control. She doesn't just investigate what's happening and then succumb to it. Instead, she understands what's happening partway through the story, and she begins to start to make choices and attempt to reclaim control of her life, or at least retake control over the circumstances under which the rest of the story is going to play out. The filmmaking, also very good by and large. There were a few times when it got a little bit too into itself, a little bit too happy with its own symbolism. Oh, check it out. Her world is upside down, so we're going to show you the city filmed upside down. Yeah, the first time you did that, it was distracting. The second or third time, it was just annoying. You don't need to be that heavy-handed. But the rest of it, it was well shot. There were a lot of jump scares, but they were absolutely earned. Someday I'll go into detail about what I mean by an earned jump scare, but trust me, these worked and they weren't forced. And also a lot of gore. I don't know if there's a ratio of blood to screen time that we can use to compare the two movies, but I'd say this one was a little gorier, but again, it was in ways that played out as part of the story. It doesn't make it any less disturbing. It doesn't make this any less a movie for some kind of people. You know if this is your kind of movie or not. But what they used was well done. Also, good use of music, both the score and the music from within the world of our main character and her pop star universe. So, in spite of myself, after seeing the trailer, I went into this movie with some surprisingly high expectations, and they were met. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Are there any movies, horror movies, but also other kinds of movies, where you think the sequel, the second in the franchise, is much better than the first? There may be some others, but this one stands out to me. And I will tell you about other parts of my trip to the Alamo, but if you have found this interesting, please click that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more Drafthouse Diaries as they come out, click subscribe. I record one of these for every one of my visits to the Alamo Drafthouse, and those are probably a little unhealthy in frequency. But speaking of the rest of my visit to the Alamo, the pre-show was crafted for Smile 2, and it was very good. It started out with a sequence from the 1928 movie, The Man Who Laughs, a very creepy horror movie. They also had a number of little clips of musical performances, which I think must have been from various countries' version of the Look at Us, We've Got Talent, a series of variety competition shows. And that fit because it sort of was in the same arena pop star vibe that we got in the movie. They also included, maybe in its entirety, the original short film that was the inspiration for the movie Smile. Remember I mentioned those jump scares? We had a really nifty Alamo presentation about the history of jump scares, including an academic perspective as to why they work and how they work, and also something of the history of how they've been used in film, and the way that their use has changed and grown over the decades, or really a century at this point. A really good pre-show, very much the kind of thing that sets the Alamo experience apart from other equally fine movie theaters. For dinner, I got the Carnivore pizza. I hadn't had that in a while. Nothing special to report about that, but it was very good. I also got the Cold Brew Turbo Shake. That is a dangerous cocktail, dangerously good. I really like their cold brew coffee, and it makes a good boozy shake. The service was also very good. I'd say the auditorium was about half full. It was one of the larger auditoriums here at Aspen Grove. The service was very friendly, very fast, very efficient. A good experience. And speaking of the food, it's interesting to note that the menu has not had any special bonus features for quite some time, maybe a month. I don't think they've had anything special since the Beetlejuice menu. My prediction is that they are going to have something on the menu as a special tie-in to the movie Wicked, which comes out around Thanksgiving. That may be on the menu briefly if they do that. After that, they're going to go into their usual holiday menu, which includes things like hot cocoa, which I think they should have year-round. Also sugar cookies in addition to their usual chocolate chip cookies. Some kind of a peppermint shake, probably a boozy version, maybe a non-boozy version. And maybe some other things on the holiday menu, but that's what they tend to have. They've had that the last couple of years. I bet they'll bring back at least most of those traditional items as well. And that will probably be on the menu until a little bit after New Year's, at which point it might just go away, or they might come up with some other special features. I'll let you know if my predictions are correct. I'll be back soon with more at my next visit to the Alamo Drafthouse. In the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.